All right, we're sitting here with this young gentleman, and I would like to ask you who you are and what do you do for a living?
Hi, my name is Antonio Ortiz. Everybody calls me AJ, and I'm an actor.
Nice.
Yeah.
You started acting at age 3. Can you share a memorable experience from your early year in the industry?
I think one of my most memorable experiences was I started doing movies really early. One of my most memorable experiences was I did this movie called Just Like the Sun, and it was like a cross country road trip type of movie, and we actually drove across country filming this shit. So that's one of my best memories of early on because I got to just backpack through the entire country and like film in different small towns and like really get to see the beauty of what this country has to offer. So like it was really fun.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. In Raising Kanan, your character Famous is deeply connected to the 90s mix scene. How did you prepare authentically to prepare for this era?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, my mom and my dad both were like really big music heads, and they were very cemented in the 90s. They didn't really grow with music throughout my childhood. So like I grew up off of older shit. So by the time I got this, I was very versed in music, I'm from New York first and foremost. So like I know how this shit used to look more or less. And I basically did a deep dive of authenticity by speaking to people that I know were of a certain age, so that way they could give me an unbiased viewpoint of what it looked like back then.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. The next question I have for you is your role in Raising Kanan has been described as cathartic. Could you elaborate on how the character allowed you to channel personal experiences?
They say art imitates life, but I feel like sometimes when you're doing something really powerful and when you're doing something really good, life starts to imitate art, right? So my character, while we are similar, he's like a watered down version of how I used to be. And it was basically like a vehicle that I could channel past experiences through by having to recreate emotionality. So basically, like if I have certain scenes that I have to, be sad or be depressed or deal with some heavy shit, I was able to like recall shit that I've gone through and situations that were harder to deal with and basically emulate that emotion and put it on camera, and it comes across as the same thing.
For someone who's just starting off in your career, do you have any tips for them to channel that energy that you found?
Emulate, don't imitate. That is my biggest advice to anybody trying to act. Emulate, don't imitate. Try to actually, even if you've never been in said situation that you're trying to film, at least try to relate to it so the emotion comes off more authentic, as opposed to just imitating what you think this would look like, because that 9 times out of 10 doesn't work.
Oh yeah, that was great advice to give to the audience. Having appeared in shows like Blue Blood and Leftover, how do you approach preparing for a role?
It's a wide spectrum, it's a wide spectrum. And there's a lot of stuff that I have played that I've never actually done. Like, not necessarily Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods was a little easier, but like I did The Sinner. I had to play a pedophile in The Sinner. That was difficult as hell. So like, these are things that I obviously can't relate to in any way, but the way I prepare for these diverse roles is like, I do the homework on what I'm supposed to be, on the mindset I'm supposed to be in. So I might either watch something that dives deep into the mindset of that type of person, whether it be a documentary or a TV show or whatever, or I might just read a lot about the situation that I'm in to try to develop the mindset of the person going through whatever I'm supposed to be going through, so that way I can emulate that emotion better.
Heck yeah. Thanks for that response. I appreciate it.